We're back with more embarrassing childhood moments.
You're looking to the skies. At the
know.
wasp?
Yeah, I'm watching out for the wasp. And, of course, I just added another embarrassing moment to my life.
Yeah,
but anyway, we're down to the top 3 of our countdown. We had a few, honorable mentions, so we cut this sucker in half because, attention spans of gnats.
True.
But anyway.
And these are the good ones.
Yeah, presumably. I mean, they're horrible.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Okay, so you're number 3, most embarrassing moment.
I got to start off a little light and as a setup to a later one, so I'm going to go with as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, oh my god, I don't even know why. I wish I could trace the root, but I can't. I would fake a limp. I thought it was cool. I thought like, oh, this is cool.
I can't even think of one cool character
That's
limps.
what I was trying to think. Like, who's cool? The House.
This was pre-house, though.
It was pre-house. So yeah,
House
like,
is pretty cool down.
I was like, I would fake that baby like hardcore, and like it would vary in degrees of severity. Like one time I'm doing like a zombie walk with a broken ass ankle. The next time I'm like, oh, it's okay today. And I don't know why. Like in my mind, it was like something horrible happened in my life.
You were creating a fucking fictional backstory for
yourself. There was like an event that happened in which my leg was broken, I guess, but I never like cared enough to make that event. It was just like, oh, I have a limp, and it went so far that I convinced my grandmother to lend me her cane, and I would walk around with the cane.
Oof.
Now combine that.
Well,
with
I'll give you dedication to selling it. I mean,
yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good until my other leg actually started hurting because of the limp. So that's when I was like, I got to a point where I was like, shit, my other leg actually hurts, and I'm gonna have to start limping with this leg. But then I'm gonna have to sell. How am I gonna sell the fact that this leg's hurting now? Not hurting. It was a problem.
Maybe you should have gone for the double limp.
I tried that.
Like a waddle.
I tried it, but it was stupid, and I let go of it really quickly.
Yeah, waddle's not exactly top of the cool list.
Especially when you're fat and tend to wear black a lot. Look like a penguin. So I kind of just like, I probably permanently hurt my left leg because of this stupid ass thing.
Nice.
Combine that with the weird fascination with suits I had as a kid, and you would have a limping, suited piece of shit fat kid.
The suit only adds to the penguin effect, by the way.
I was the penguin. Yeah, it was the penguin.
All right, so you became a fucking Batman villain.
Danny DeVito aside.
That's pretty bad, man.
Yeah.
Kids tend to pretend
and
a lot.
This ties to something later, which I can't.
Yeah, I already know what you're gonna talk about.
It's bad.
All right, my number 3 is shit related because I already covered pee. Might as well go to shit.
I got a shit one too.
So yeah, man. 5th grade, and one day we go into class. I sit in the front of the class because I'm a nerd that way. And the moment about like an hour into class, it starts getting kind of hot in there, and yeah, something stinks. There's some shit in the room. Like literally, there's some fucking shit.
Some feast.
And accusations abound, man. These kids are pointing fingers left and right. And I'm feeling good because I'm like, it's not me, so what the fuck do I care? I'm not even saying shit.
It was like the thing up in that piece.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, man. Yeah, it was definitely like a Stephen King scenario. Everybody's accusing everybody. The real monster is the turd, but really, really, in reality, the people are fucking horrible creatures from beyond. But anyway, it was bad, man. And it got so bad, the smell got so fucking bad that even the teacher... he compromised. He said, look, somebody had an accident. It happens. It's okay. How about this? Everybody gets up. Whoever did it can stay behind. We'll take care of it. Nobody will have to know. Of course, one jackass kid immediately points out that everybody's going to notice the one guy that doesn't get up, So teacher's like, fuck, man. I mean, this is it. We're doomed to smell this turd until the end of days. So come recess time, and everybody's fucking like even more glad that recess is there because they won't have to sniff 10 tons of feces up their nostrils, So the bell rings, everybody gets up. The moment I hit that sidewalk, I notice a particular, kind of rotund feel to the bottom of my shoe, and immediately it hits me. I stepped in shit. It was me. I was the stinker all along. this is bad. This is horrible. Now, I'm surrounded by all my classmates, so obviously I got to play this off. So I limp with my shit shoe. I limp with my shit shoe to the nearest patch of grass where, there was a couple of classmates that I talked to. And as we're talking, one of them says, somebody had to have shit. I mean, stepped in shit.
They're still talking about the monster in the closet.
They're still talking about that shit. Believe me, it was bad. And one of them says somebody had to have stepped in shit, and immediately offers up the soles of his shoes as proof that he didn't. And I'm like, damn it! There's only 3 people here around me. I'm definitely number fucking 1 or 2 or 3 in line to show my fucking shoes, and I literally have a turd as a shoe right now at this precise moment. So I kind of wing it and scrub my shoe on the lawn there a bit, and just in time because the other guy volunteered his shoes second, so he shows the bottom of his shoes and he's safe of the shit disease, and by that time I have scrubbed my shoes free of the turds, so I lift my shoes up and I'm like, see, I got nothing, folks. And of course, there was probably like shit in the little crevices, nooks and crannies of the design of the bottom of the shoe. But apparently, it wasn't noticeable. What was noticeable was the large amounts of feces that were streaked across the grass. And when I raised my shoe, the guy that started this whole thing goes, "What's up with all that shit behind you?" And I'm like, "Oh man, well that's it." So anyway, I had to go in and admit that I was in fact the guy that brought in the stink to the room. And, yeah, that was embarrassing.
And you were hung.
I was hung. And definitely not down there. But anyway.
All right.
So that's my number 3. What's your number, whatever the fuck number we're on? 2.
My number 2 is the feces related as well. It's a feast story for the ages.
All right.
I was in school. My seat used to be on, this is kind of important for the story. My seat was on the end next to the teacher's desk, so it's like this, right?
Right, up against, flush against the wall.
Yeah, small little like crevice that you kind of have to sidewalk through. I was sitting there listening, and suddenly my pants rip for no reason. I'm literally just sitting there, and I feel my pants rip.
Well, to be fair, I mean, you were kind of possibly pushing the laws of physics to their limits.
It's true.
All right, but so your pants rip inexplicably.
My pants rip. I'm like, oh crap, that sucks. So I'm like, I also have to shit, like hardcore, and I was like, I can hold it. It was a half day, so I was like, I can hold it till half day. And then my pants rip. I'm like, I have to freaking shit more now somehow because the air is like circulating into my air or something. I don't know. Anyway, the urge to shit was too much. I asked to get up, but my pants are ripped, and there's like 14 people behind me or some shit. So I'm like, crap. So I kind of like shuffle and like do like a crab walk, like I'm sidewalking all the way down, and that's fine for like the entire time that the people are the rows are there. Crab walking, that's not too weird. You kind of have to because there's a little crevice, but then you get to the 5 feet of empty space, and I'm still crab walking. People are like, "What the hell's up with this shit?" And I'm like, well, Then I reach a corner, and I'm like, "This is a problem I didn't foresee. How am I going to freaking transition from crab walk to normal walk with all these people looking at me?" Because they were looking at me. The crab walk attracted more attention than it deflected.
You could have literally gotten...
I could have just walked out.
Yeah, you just walked out.
But at this point, everybody's looking. So I'm like, okay. So
a crab walk will do that.
Yeah.
If somebody starts to walk unnaturally, people are going to look. But anyway.
So in my mind, I'm committed to this crab walk. It's gotten me this far, right?
It's working.
I transition into the wall. Kind of suction cup onto it.
All right.
And, crab walk my way out. All the way to and I was at the way end, so it was like all the way to the freaking door. Then I get to the door, and I'm like, how am I going to open this door? So I crab walk up the door, open the door, and then you get to the outside. For some ass reason, there was a shit ton of kids out there. I guess PE or some shit. And I was like, God damn it. So I had to go from this wall to this wall. Continue my crab walk endeavor. Got to the restroom. Shat. Then I got up and noticed there was a problem. I guess since I had to shit so bad, a little bit of feces squirted into my pants, into my underwear. This was the time I used to wear a white underwear, so that baby was noticeable, hardcore. So I was just like, oh, well, it's a half day. I can wait it out, right? I stayed there for like 30 minutes. The teacher eventually got worried and sent this girl for some reason to get me from the restroom. She's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Are you okay? I'm like, kind of shat my pants. And I tore them. And she's like, oh, it's all right.
It's all right.
Like,
I'll never have sex with you now, but that's okay.
It sucked too because I kind of like this chick. And like, she was kind of into me. Woo! One the same after that. Anyway. So, yeah, shit pants. I had closed myself off. At one point, I was like, I'm just gonna walk home, and we live far from the school. And I was like, dude, I freaking crab walk. It took me like 5 hours to crab walk into this restroom. I'm gonna walk all the way home. Anyway, the solution was the easiest solution. I would wear a jacket back in the day. And she's like, just put it around your waist. Put it around her waist. Went into the room. Thought it was all cool. Sat down. Had the whole thing. Did the whole thing. Went home. My jacket smelled like shit.
And you never wore it again.
Never wore it again.
All right, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. I think it got you beat.
I think I made it worse, honestly.
Yeah, of course you made it worse. I mean, come on. All right, when I was in first grade, I used to, like you, have a friend that was a best friend that was a girl. Her name was Sonya, and she and I got along famously. Here's the thing, Yesenia was bullied by these other girls. And just imagine like Pippi Longstocking on steroids, and that's what one of the girls was like. And she was just, I mean, she was grating and annoying and a horrible piece of shit to Yesenia. I don't even remember why they hated her. 'Cause kids? I don't know. Anyway, I used to, for some fucking reason, I don't even understand this, man. I used to get these clods of hardened dirt, and I would carve cartoon-style Ninja Turtle heads out of them,
Yeah.
Like, just like facsimiles of their fucking heads from the cartoon.
I mean, yeah, for fun, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, except that I would, for some reason, these were in high demand.
What?
Now, you can only assume that it's because this is first grade and kids have money to spend on bullshit.
True.
That they would go and actually purchase these dirt-clawed sculptures from me. And let me just be clear here. I am no sculptor. And then on top of that, I was fucking like, I don't know what, 6, 7, I don't even know how old I was.
And it's dirt.
And it's dirt. Why the hell would you want this? But I guess kids get the popcorn money or whatever, and they want to spend it on something. And, turtle head replicas made of dirt apparently were the thing to spend it on.
Yep.
So I had my little biz there. I shelled out the shells, if you will.
Turtle trade.
Yeah. So one day these girls come and pick on Yesenia. And, I'm not going to hit a girl. Even as a kid, I'm like, that's not how it is. It's not how it is. Sorry, SJWs. Not going to do it. But anyway, I'm not going to hit these fucking girls, these girls. So I say in my head, how can I protect Yesenia, who doesn't want to fucking fight? And the only logical answer to this in my head is, I know. I'll give them some of my much valued wares. So I tell the girls, hey, girls, instead of, fucking around with Yesenia here, how about I make you some turtle heads? Who is your favorite? I'll even put in the little fucking, little bandana knot over here. And one of the girls looks at me with this look of utter disbelief, and she goes, what? These? Because I had already carved some. And she goes, these? And she literally crushes it in her little hand. And she goes, but they suck. And she throws it. And then my world was just, that was it. I was, that's it, man. Here's the kicker, man. It didn't just put a crushing blow on my artistic, desires and hopes for the future, I guess, of making turtle heads. But I had a customer. I had a customer waiting for his turtle head, and he just saw it crushed. And he goes, well, those aren't any good. And he walks away, so I lost my turtle business. And, and in a weak attempt to recover, God damn it, I started eating smooth little rocks as a means to make up for the turtle business. Here, now you might think, well, that's just desperation and you want some quarters as a kid, right? No, but see, she had crushed my turtle head, So I had offered yet another deal for her. I said, look, you may not like the turtle heads, but if you stop bothering Yesenia, I'll eat these rocks.
Why are they just like floating there, dude?
And she goes, okay, I want to see that. So I eat these rocks, and before I eat the rocks, she brings a group of her friends to watch me eat the rocks.
Of course.
So I came upon my rock eating business by sheer default of trying to placate these bullies from beating up this girl. And it just kind of flew from there. People came up to, hey, that's the rock guy. Hey, man, here's a quarter. Eat some fucking rocks. And I remember the day when the value of my talent devaluated from quarter to dime, and that's when I quit. Hung up the old rock hat, and that was that.
You told me this yesterday.
Yep.
You couldn't stop laughing.
It was bad.
The best part was when you said you're sitting one time, this guy comes up, puts some rocks down, and he's like, eat them, and you're like, no.
Damn it.
just take it.
Yeah, we're just kind of giving up on life by then, whatever, I'm the rock guy. So anyway, we're down to number 1. What's your number 1 most embarrassing moment?
This is bad.
I already know what it is.
It's bad.
It's bad. So bad I know about it.
It's this is cringe. So when I was a kid, along with the limp, and it is related, I used to I never liked people, right? I was always the loner guy. I was like in the corner, the weirdo.
Yeah, you're an antisocial guy
who has like a weird face on just so no one goes up to talk to him. But for some asshole reason, I claimed that I could tap dance.
All right, let's just get this out in the open right now. Never has tap dancing been cool, so I don't understand how this was your, attempt at gaining some acceptance. Maybe I
don't even know if it was that. I was just be like, yeah, I know how to tap dance.
You just would blurt it out, and
I claimed that I was like in contests and shit when I was young.
Man.
When I was young, even though I was 9 at the time or some shit like that. And this started in like 3rd grade. Oh my god, it was the same year I shat my pants. So, and I like, dude, I would like ham that shit up. I was like, nah, yeah, I used to tap dance, and there, inevitably you get called out.
Right.
You're like, oh well, yeah, show us. And I'm like, I would always be like, nah, I can't do it anymore. And they're like, what? Why? I was like, I just can't. I can't. And it would just be like that for years. Like people would eventually get curious and talk or ask, and I'd be like, I can't do it. And they're like, why? I'm just.
I like how you sewed this like unforgiven mythology into it. Like, man, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
I've retired.
That's how
I've hung up the taps.
That's how I played it off. It was like a preacher whose wife died, and he just like walks away from the
cloth.
From the cloth.
Fuck this.
I was like, in my mind, it was like some tragic event happened to me, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. Eventually, I tied the limp thingy into it, and I was just like, oh, I can't do it because my leg. And they're like, oh yeah, what happened to your leg? Oh,
some tragic event.
Something
that gives me this cool limp.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. I just tied the limp to the tap dance thing just now.
All right, so flash forward because you held this fucking
years.
Yeah, the facade, the charade. Was up for years.
It started in 3rd grade. It went all the way to. Well, it went further than that is the sad part. This upcoming tragic event did not end it. But flash forward to 6th grade, and the guy that I had in 3rd grade when I started it, called Geronimo, piece of shit, I hated this guy, comes up to me with this other piece of shit who I hated, whose name I will not, screw it, Noel, he sucks. He asked for my meat sauce once, it was disgusting. Anyway, without going into that story, they come up to me, and Geronimo goes, oh, you remember your tap dancing thing? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, a little tap dancing thing. You're pretty good, aren't you? And I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, I was a pretty good tap dancer back in the day. Back in the day before the tragedy.
Back in 3rd grade when all kids tap dance.
And in 3rd grade, it had already been a long time since I had tap dance.
Oh, great.
So
this expansive mythos.
Yeah. So, inevitably they both call me out. I was like, oh, just freaking show it. And I'm like, I don't do it. I did my whole shtick like, I can't do it, my leg. And they're like, just do it. And I'm like, oh, my leg. I have my cane. I'm like, no, my leg. Like, just do it. And I'm like, fine. And And I'm gonna start, and they like call in people. Suddenly, there's like 18,000 people around me. There's like a group of 20, by the way, looking, and I'm just like, oh my god, what have I done? So I start getting my little cane. I'm going like this and shit, and they're just like, well, you're not tap dancing. They're just doing shit with your cane. I'm like, damn it, my ruse didn't work. So the time comes where I can't escape it. And they start doing like this shitty ass jig with my little feet, right? And it sucks ass. Like, it's terrible.
Oh.
And they're like, this sucks ass. And I'm like, this sucks ass. What am I doing? And they finish. And they're like, there's just like disgust in everybody's face. Like I'm a piece of shit now. Everybody hates me. And I'm just like, oh, see, that's why I didn't want to do it, because I don't have my tap shoes on. So it doesn't work.
You know, that's a pretty good way though to get out of it.
I was like, it doesn't work because I don't have my tap shoes on.
Yeah,
now you would think
nobody bought that.
No, you would think that it would stop there, but this continued. And after this, I will say that I was more quick to do the little dance, because I guess I thought people were like, this guy's an idiot. Let's just see him let's just see the clown dance.
Dance, monkey, dance.
At least you got quarters. I didn't get shit.
Hey, that turtle head business.
It's true. I could have turned this into it, but anyway, every time I would do it, I would be like, I don't have my taps. I just remember the worst part. One time I took my dress shoes, and I claimed they were my tap shoes, because we used to go to church a lot, and I took my dress shoes, and I claimed they were my tap shoes, and I was going to show it. Oh, it's so bad, dude. I was going to show everyone what for. Like, I'm going to, oh no, these people are going to have their mouths open in astonishment, and I'm going to be beloved. And I did it. I did my same routine as always. Maybe I threw in a little bit more like this or some shit. Threw in a jazz hand here and there. And it freaking sucked, like always. Disgust on everybody's face, like always.
It sucked like always. Oh, man.
And this was my excuse. Because everybody's like, you have your tap shoes. Why does it suck ass? And I'm like, well, these are my small tap shoes from when I was back in the day, before the accident. And I also don't have my wood platform, my wood, like little thing to stand on. Anyway, after that, it kind of just died.
Oh, man.
It was bad. I completely forgot about the fact that I took my dress shoes.
Why would you think that dress shoes would be equivalent to taps? One, but most importantly, why would you think that you would spontaneously just
I don't know.
get the tap skill?
You know what's sad? Like, in my mind, I was like, I'm going to start, it's going to be like a musical here. Like, I'm going to start dancing and shit. People are going to get into it.
Oh, man.
They're going to there's going to be like singing in the rains and shit. And like, I even like thought, like, I'm not going to get away with this. Like, I'm going to have to drill, little things into the shoes. But I was like, nah, I'll get away with it. Once I'm in the moment, the music will start playing.
What?
And I did it.
What the fuck?
I did it. It sucked ass. And that's kind of where it died.
Ooh.
The years-long saga with like all this like mythos that I had come up with and not come up with because I'm a lazy piece of shit just came crumbling down in a horrible display.
That's well, I can't beat that like ever. not ever. But my number one is something that I did for a very long time, ever since I first saw Terminator 1. I remember doing this shit still when I was like 16 or fucking 17 or whatever. But I would do this like really rigid, angular Robowalk, like as if this gave me an air of authority and power, And oh man, I remember the thought processes in my head too. Like, people are gonna think I'm a fucking cyborg if I walk like this, So I would walk like, and then my turns I would stop, do like a 90-degree turn, and continue walking all badass. Supposedly, I'm sure it looked like ass.
You look like you were doing like a RoboCop.
Yeah, sort of, But I mean, in my head it was supposed to be Terminator, esque.
When does he
exactly
90-degree turn?
When does he do that? But my thought process was people are gonna think I'm this badass,
future
cyborg killer guy. And dude, this fucking thing persisted in my head. I don't know why the fuck I thought this was like cool. Like, yeah, man, this will show them. And then I would do, in conjunction with that, I would do this thing where I wouldn't break eye contact with people. I would hold eye contact until they looked away. And here's the fucked up part, man. I mean, as a kid, you can kind of get away with that.
Yeah.
But as I got older, 16, 17, and, I'm a pretty big guy. People are, you look a man in the eyes, he's going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with this piece of shit? You know what I'm saying? So I remember the time I stopped doing it. I was at a restaurant, at a Whataburger, and of course I had done my walk up to
This was yesterday, by the way.
This was yesterday. I had walked up to my seat and robotically sat down.
Did you survey the area?
No, I had robotically sat down and I'm staring straight ahead, right? And then I do a survey by slowly panning my head, right?
In your mind, you're like seeing the red shit.
Yeah, of course. I got digital readouts and shit. And I catch eyes with this guy because he's looking at me, probably because he's like, what's wrong with this retard that's doing this robot walk, right? But I catch eyes with this guy and I just hold it, dude. And I held that fucking stare so damn long. This guy was not giving up. And I could tell that he was getting angry. And then he gives me one of those, what the fuck, but from Mexico, so you're gonna get shot.
You're gonna get shanked or some shit.
And I'm like,
oh shit. Shot with a shank gun.
Yeah, no shit. But I'm so fucking I'm gung ho with this robot thing. And I decide, fuck that shit. I'm staring this dude. I'm gonna win this robot stare war. And I continue staring, and already I feel like adrenaline pumping into my body because I know I'm gonna get, fucking offed like in 3 seconds. And he must have just realized this guy's a fool because he's got the look of I'm gonna kill this guy and put his body in a body pit in Mexico. But then he goes, and I knew that was I could have killed you right now, but you're such a retard that I'm gonna let it slide. Shake of the head. And then I said, all right, it's time to stop the robot thing because it's not real.
It was so bad that how like your parents or your dad is like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that's exactly
a stranger felt that.
Yeah, he was like, fuck, ooh, I'm disappointed in the human race at this point. Or the cyborgs too.
Now I kind of have one that's a little bit tied to that.
All right.
After seeing Terminator, oh man, it's not as bad.
All right.
But it reminded me, after seeing Terminator 2, I used to think, how the T-1000 runs?
Yeah. Oh, that would make you faster?
Yeah.
See, this was a thing that I think all kids at the time
I hope so.
had going on for them. Because I remember kids talking about that. Dude, if you do this, you go faster.
See, but
the fuck are you?
That was like
Liquid Metal?
That was like, I saw this movie later, so it was like past that time. But it was so dumb. Like in PE, we'd be doing the run, and I would start off normal. And when I'm falling behind because I'm a fat piece of shit and I can't keep up, I'll be like, in my mind, I'll be like, oh, it's time to bust him out, baby. And then I would go. And you know what? Like, I guess in my head it worked. I would actually pick up some pretty good speed. So it was like, for a while, it was like, oh, it's working. So I would like bust that out at the end.
And then biology kicks in and you realize you're dying on the
board.
like
bust that shit
you're
out.
You're just kicking.
Bust that shit out at the end. And then I come to, and I'm in the hospital dead.
Seizuring.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with this idiot? He's a robot from the future.
You just saw Terminator 2.
Well, anyway, that's been embarrassing. But yeah, this has been a countdown of our top 5 most embarrassing childhood moments.
Check out part 1.
Check out part 1. If you haven't seen that, we're going to do one with a Guardian. His life is an embarrassment in general every time. So I'm sure he'll have plenty.
Ooh, yeah.
But anyway, this has been Ahab and the Goon Tick signing out. Let us know what your embarrassing moments are. Share, like, subscribe, do your thing. Or don't share, like, subscribe, whatever. We're just glad you saw it. Anyway, goodbye.
Boy.